Hello everyone, your favorite couple is back.
Yay!
Today we'll take you through our itinerary, a budget itinerary of Sri Lanka. We basically did Bangalore to Sri Lanka, 5 days, 4 nights,
Yes.
under 1,20,000 rupees. Stay tuned to the end of the video because we'll give you some tips, tricks and hacks. Alright, so starting off, the first thing that you got to figure out on any trip is travel. What did we do for travel?
You know, we like traveling luxuriously, but also in a budget. Sri Lanka had the perfect solution for us. We hired someone to drive us around for 650 kilometers for just 20,000 rupees. He picked us up from the Colombo airport, drove 650 kilometers and dropped us back at the Colombo airport, and it was seamless.
Yeah, and you didn't have to worry about where the driver will eat food, where the driver will stay. His particular company actually took care of everything. So we landed at the Colombo airport and we just called the guy, he was there, and we did the entire journey, and he dropped us back to the airport 5 days later. So very seamless, and we did it for $250, which translates to about 20,000 rupees. So it's pretty cheap as well. Okay, the first place that we went to was Weligama, and beautiful place, beach place. What was that like?
So Weligama is actually one of the best places if you want to try surfing. It's one of the only places in Asia where beginner surfers can try their hand. And we stayed at this lovely hotel called Alma Beach Hotel. We'll link all the hotels in the description below, which costed us around 9,000, 10,000 rupees INR per night. It was right at the beach, run by these amazing, extremely hospitable Lebanese people, and we tried our hand at surfing. It's safe to say that we weren't very good at it. He lasted on the board for 5 seconds?
Yeah.
I lasted on the board for 10 seconds. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. There are lots of areas around that you can visit. There's Bentota Island. There is Mirisa, which is famous for the coconut tree hill. You can indulge into the local cuisine like kotu paratha and seafood.
Yeah, interesting fact, I think Weligama is actually shown on one of those TV shows, Night Manager, is it?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
So that's some TV show reference there. Anyway, next I think we went for the national park.
Yes, we went for a safari. Yeah. We wanted to see some wild animals in their natural habitat. Fun fact, Indians do get a discount at the Yala National Park. So when you're going for the safari, take your Indian passport and you get like a 40-50 rupees discount, or maybe more, I don't remember. Yeah. We'll put the description, we'll put the details in the description below. We stayed at the Yala Yala Hotel. It was a lovely hotel right outside the national park, so yeah, the commute was not a lot. It was the buffet was really nice. I remember having the breakfast and the dinner buffet. A lot of locally sourced food, seafood, vegetarian food, meat, vegetable, a mix of everything. Yeah. The alcohol was really good.
The alcohol, yeah, but they had a local alcohol called Arak, if I'm not wrong, and which is okay. It's like it's like RS equivalent of India, but it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
And I think we paid what, 8,000 for that.
8,000 for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The national park in itself, they said they have like 24, 27 leopards there. They showed us deer, and after we got very frustrated, they showed us a buffalo.
And peacocks.
Yeah, the peacocks are everywhere. Peacocks you can find on the highway in Sri Lanka. So it wasn't the greatest experience inside the national park, but there was a surprise for us there as well. Like just out of nowhere, inside the national park, there was a beach. So we did a lot of photo shoot there. Yeah. And that was the highlight of the national park because animals were not very crazy. We found that actually in all national parks in Southeast Asia, because you have an evergreen forest typically, so you don't see a lot far. So even if there's a crazy leopard inside, or if in India, say you go to Sundarbans, if there's a tiger inside, you'll actually not see it very clearly. Now what I'm comparing it with is Masai Mara. Oh my god, the most beautiful place we have
Don't
gone
say
to.
any more. If you want to know more details about Masai Mara, comment down below.
We will make a video on that, provided at least one comment we get. Okay? So anyway, we did the national park. Next, we went to
Yala.
hill station, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Fun fact about it: we went to one of the best resorts in Sri Lanka. Now the driver we had, this was what, day 3 of us with him. And he had gotten a lot more friendly with us. And suddenly we told him, like, okay, we want to go to this particular place. And he looked back while driving and was like, are you guys French or something? I thought you were Indian. I'm like, why? Like, that is an expensive place.
Yes.
Like, how can you afford it? But see, here's the thing. Now, when we go for a trip, even if it is budget, we make sure that at least one place we spend a lot more than we spend on the other places, because we want to enjoy the luxury life at least for one day, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, where did we stay exactly?
So we stayed at the 99 Acres Hotel and Spa, and I think it was the most indulgent experiences that we could have. Our room had the view of the Adams Peak and Ella Rock. There was a jacuzzi in our room. In the morning when we woke up, we literally felt like we were living in the clouds. And they had so much to offer. The resort had like rock climbing and hiking, and there was when we went down the road, there was a lovely community center which had things for kids to do. And all in all, it was an indulgent experience and a once in a lifetime experience. How much was our Ella hotel for?
Oh, Ella was for around 20,000 rupees.
So for 20,000
nice.
rupees. Ella is actually known as a party town, and we did manage to catch a mini jazz concert that was going on at a dinner place that we went for. It's also on the way from Yala to Ella. You might cross the Ravana waterfall. So a lot of, like, for people who are interested in mythology, it would be a nice place for you to visit. From Ella, we went to Nuvara, Eliya. Now, Nuvara, Eliya or Nuvara, Eliya is actually like a Scottish, British town, I would say.
Yeah, I think, was it owned by the Scottish?
I don't
sometime?
remember, but yeah.
Yeah, but it had a very European feel to it, the entire city. And so Sri Lanka is famous for tea. So the way to all these places was beautiful. Like, you could see tea gardens on both your sides, and you can see lush green everywhere. So the drives on Sri Lanka are actually pretty good. The roads are very good as well, no potholes or anything. I think they spent all their money on roads. That's why they have an economic crisis, maybe. Anyway, we went to Nuvara, Eliya. We had a very cool cottage there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was a modern cottage. That's how
It was a cabana.
Smart cabana, yeah, smart cabana.
The cabana was for around 9,500 rupees.
Yeah. Oh, see, when you see the pictures of these places, they are definitely worth it. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, 2 floors, had a bathtub and everything, and had a fireplace.
Aesthetically beautiful.
And I think the guys made dinner for us. This was our anniversary trip, so they made dinner for us, served it in the house, in the cabana as well. And we had a very interesting place. The best pizza we have ever tasted.
Yes.
Where was that?
So this was near the Lake Gregory.
Yeah.
It's called Samea Italian restaurant. I'm butchering the name, so I'll link it down below. And it has been rated 4.8 or 4.9 out of 5 by TripAdvisor. But it's a small place run by this individual lady, 10-seater, where the table had something really interesting.
Yeah, so they had the table where you're eating your food. There was a glass top over it. Now, below the table and the glass top, between the table and the glass top, you had a lot of different currency notes. So it was basically people who had come from all over the world there, and you had notes in there. And there were some famous people who had come there.
Famous.
Was the UK president with
Boris
the weird hair?
Johnson.
Was it Boris Johnson? No. Tony Blair.
Tony Blair.
Yeah,
Tony
not
Blair.
with the weird hair. Tony Blair. I think Tony Blair had been there, and it was such a quaint place. One lady taking your order, one lady cooking, one lady delivering your order and taking your checks as well. So, but the best pizza by far that we have had at any place. We haven't been to Italy yet, so we don't know. But yeah, that was a beautiful experience. And that was the end of the trip as far as places go. Next, we had about a 6-hour drive back to the Colombo airport. Now, again, the drive was with
beautiful
tea gardens, all
rubber
plantations, rubber plantation as well. We went to this cool castle kind of.
We went to a tea
castle.
Tea plantation castle, and it was so aromatic. We were able to witness and experience the different flavors of tea. We bought some for our friends and family as well. All in all, it was a beautiful drive and quite a serene end to the trip.
So, by the way, if you like our content, do like this video and do subscribe to our channel.
And share with your friends.
Yeah. We are a couple that stays in Dubai. We have shifted about a year and a half back from India. We were staying in Bangalore back then when we went for this trip. We have just shifted to Dubai and we travel a lot. We have traveled about 13 countries together. We'll be doing a Europe trip at the end of the year as well. So do subscribe to our channel. And here comes the tips and tricks. Now, the first one is a weird one that we follow. Go to any country that has an economic crisis. Go slightly after the economic crisis is over because you're safe, but it is so cheap. I mean, Sri Lanka was a very cheap country. I think when we went there a couple of weeks before that, there was news that they had gotten out of petrol. They had to, their flights had to come down to Chennai, fill petrol and go back, not petrol, whatever, gas.
Refuel.
So that was tip number one. Tip number two was finances. You do have a local currency in Sri Lanka. Now what you can do, what we did was we took that local currency from India, but we paid a huge premium, I think 10 to 15% on what was the currency difference on Google, right? And this guy said, no, there's an economic crisis going on, so we can't pay you that much. So you're like, okay, we took some dollars as well. Now here's the thing, in Sri Lanka there's a big thing. In India, when you get dollars, right, there are some notes where you have something written or printed on it.
Stamped.
They are not accepted in Sri Lanka. In fact, the same notes were not accepted in Europe for us as well, I think.
In
Kazakhstan as well. So do make sure there's nothing on the note and anything. You get a better return on the US dollar note as compared to India. So you can take dollars there and then exchange it. Do not exchange it from the airport, exchange it from a Western Union or somewhere else in the city as well. There are a lot of jewelry places that convert dollars to the local currency there. So that's two. Third one was food. How was the food?
Amazing. The food was so good. I think the best thing about Sri Lanka is its hygiene and its cleanliness. And what I would suggest is, instead of feeling the pressure of spending a lot of money at a big hotel or, splurging in a 5-star hotel, stick to your basics. You can even go to a small shack and locally produced and locally sourced food, meat, vegetables. You can get everything at a very affordable price. I think one of the tips that I would give for everyone who's planning to travel to Sri Lanka is that always book in advance. Compare your hotel charges between booking.com and Make My Trip and all the other booking platforms that you have. Something that the Lebanese owner mentioned to me when we were in Weligama was always try and call the hotel before you make the reservation to check what is the rate that they are offering. Sometimes they are okay with matching the cost or maybe giving you a slightly lesser cost because a huge part of what they charge you goes to the booking platform. So they want to avoid that.
Traveling internally in the city, they do have an equivalent of Ola there, which is very cheap, in fact cheaper than India, so you can do that as well. We did that at Weligama when we wanted to visit the main city as well, so you can do that as well. Alright, so that was our video, our itinerary for Sri Lanka. 1,20,000 including some shopping as well.
Yeah.
We typically do magnets and things like that, not anything too expensive until and unless we are going to Europe, because there are Bhagwatis there. So anyway, thank you for watching and hope you come back for more. Bye.
See ya.